What is going on, everybody? Super Saturday. How are we doing? It's your host, Sam McIntyre. We are back. New edition of this Move the Chains podcast. How are we doing? I'm not feeling as good as Ohio State this morning. I'll tell you that. What a great game by the Buckeyes. I rooted for the Big Ten last night, even though I kind of had a little say in Texas last night. I didn't bet or anything. I was kind of pulling for Texas last night. But Ohio State got the win. They punched their ticket to the national championship first time in 10 years or so. So good for Ohio State. Just impressive. I mean, they've been impressing me this whole playoff. I got to give my tip of the cap to Ryan Day, Chip Kelly, and those guys after that embarrassing loss to Ohio State when they all wanted him gone. I appreciate it. And the one thing I'll say about Ohio State, I'll start with them, is they just played with like this urgency and this intense and intent to kick your ass. And it showed last night. That Ohio State defense, much maligned for most of the year, has been killing it in this playoffs. I didn't expect them to beat Tennessee that badly. I didn't expect them to beat Oregon so badly. Hell, my Aunt Colleen even mentioned it last time when I called her to check in on how she's doing. And then last night, I mean, that was just a masterclass of defense by this Jim Knowles guy. And they obviously can recruit. We know that. They've been doing this my whole lifetime, since I've been watching college football and football in general. But I just tip of the cap to Ryan Day, who I've been critical of at times, kind of soft, got called out publicly. Now, again, sometimes I wish he would shut his mouth. Talking to Lou Holtz like he's 90. Calm down, bro. Chill out. But, gets hot, gets emotional. I love the passion with him. But this national championship game is going to be great between Ohio State and Oregon. Or Ohio State and Notre Dame, excuse me. I'm getting my things caught up here. But I was appreciative of that last night. I love their game plan of Ohio State. Attack Texas down the field. They weren't scared of those Texas DBs. They didn't give a shit. They have the best receiver in college football, who kind of got decoyed last night, but Mbuka's so good. Mbuka's so damn good. You got other toys, and it was just a masterclass last night. They ran the football. He had authority last night. I think hearing how soft you were for a long time beats in your head. It takes a toll on you mentally. It kind of reminds me of when I'm watching the Vince McMahon documentary. Undertaker, Mark Calloway, was talking about how WCW is beating their ass for 83 straight weeks, and it plays with your head and psyche a little bit, and that's kind of what I felt like last night when I watched Ohio State kind of establish the ground game to set up that play-action game for Will Howard, who's just on a tear right now, and we'll see how the national championship game goes. I know they're favored by 9.5 right now, but tip of the cap to Ohio State. They earned it, they deserve it, and they're moving on. And I'm just impressed. And I'm not an Ohio State fan. I'm repping my Badgers this morning, even though we just had a shitty year for Wisconsin football. Don't know what the fuck's going on. I will root for the Big Ten, but I'm not going to this weekend. Not next Monday night when Notre Dame's playing. I'm rooting for my Irish. Let's go. I'm all ready. So, the other thing I noticed last night, I'm watching that game, and I got home from the gym last night. I was getting my killer leg day in. And I got home last night right as that game started, and I just kind of noticed something with Texas. I think Coward mentioned this a couple times, is they're just playing too loose. I watch this team, and they've been disappointing my whole life. Like, I feel like they should be so much better than they are, and they just underachieve. And they just, again, I think they had too many people in the cookie jar earlier with the boosters and all that shit, so on and so forth. That I understand. But, man, it feels like right now they are just not, something's off. And Quinn Ewers game-to-game, series, I don't know what I see. I feel like I watched Drew Aller 2.0 last night. Because you see moments and flashes where you go, oh my God, that could be a top 10 pick. And then there's moments like last night where I'm like, huh? He's airmailing swing passes? What's going on? So, and now he's going to the portal. I know he came out last night and declared. So we'll see where he goes. Maybe the Raiders need a quarterback. Maybe. Let him sit for a year. Maybe he might be thrown in. Who knows? And I've never disputed the toughness with the kid. He's matured a lot, gone through a lot of shit. I mean, he was the highest ranked recruit you could ever have. And he balled last night. So I do think there's some momentum there. And I got to give Sark credit. Like, he has built a good team at Texas. Again, he's got the money to do it. No question about it. But, man, I just feel like disappointed. I feel like left with empty calories every time I watch Texas. Because it's just, there's some series where they're just bang, 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 urgency, chop, chop, motherfucker, rapido, on delay, and then there's moments where it's just sleepwalking. And I just can't understand why. And I don't know if it's like Texas just so damn talented that we can just get by with that shit. I don't know. Little things kind of matter in these big games. And you're seeing it with Penn State. You're seeing it with Texas, with Sarkisian, and with Franklin for Penn State. And listen, I give Sark credit. He overcame a lot of shit in his life with the, coming up drunk at Ohio State's practice, or at USC's practice, came into a meeting drunk, and he had to go through the demons, and he had to fight them. And, unlike a lot of coaches, Nick Saban gave him a lifeline and helped him out. And I appreciate that about Nick Saban. That's why he's the GOAT. And I think Kirby is in that realm too. And Marcus Freeman, if he gets this natty against Ohio State, I think he's elevated and launched into that Mount Rushmore coaches. So I just was very disappointed last night with Texas. I don't know why they didn't keep running the ball. I thought last night they kind of got away from that. I know Sark at his heart is a passing game guy. But I just was very disappointed with Texas last night. My buddy Billy just texted me, said Texas choke, what a bunch of dumbasses. I can't agree more. I mean, last night, down at the fucking goal line, you got all these pass interference calls. I feel like it was going on forever and ever and ever, and they couldn't get anything in the end zone. And give Ohio State credit. Like, they fought hard. They stood them up at there. But I just felt like Sarkisian is such a good game planner and designer. They're going outside stretch on this defense with those type of athletes. I didn't get it. And Texas's offensive line, much maligned for the whole year, and really one of the better units in college football. 3 times I've seen them get ass beat by Ohio State and Georgia. 3 different times. 2 by Georgia in that front 7 that's loaded with NFL guys. And Ohio State, Sawyer, and JT destroyed them last night. And beat that left tackle pretty badly on that strip sack that obviously sealed the game and put the dagger in the heart of Texas fans. Horns down, not horns up. So, again, I just was very disappointed by Texas last night. Just to recap, a little short video today. And just not a good season ending for Texas. Great year, but disappointment. And once again, feels like I've been watching this for my whole life with Texas. They just slip on the banana peel when the going gets tough. And, they're just undisciplined. They're not all buttoned up all the time. I don't know why there's this, lackadaisical thing. So we'll see what happens. Congrats to Ohio State. Big Ten fan here. But yeah, to recap that, Ohio State's moving forward in the national championship picture. Ohio State's going. And Ohio State's going on. Texas staying home. So stay tuned throughout the weekend. We got 2 games today. I'll give you guys my reactions to that tomorrow. And then a triple header on Sunday. God, this is the best time of year. I'm going to enjoy and soak every damn minute of football I got, baby! So hope you guys have a great Super Saturday. Stay tuned. Got more content coming out. Have a great Saturday. Talk to you guys soon.